Thousands, even millions of people just like you are handing over money to mega churches, money they work hard for every year, believing it's going to help others. But what if that money isn't going where you think? What if it's actually funding a millionaire lifestyle you could only dream of? That's the tough truth behind some of the world's biggest mega churches and the evil link between church and your money. Mega churches are churches with a very big number of followers, typically one preaching a conservative or evangelical form of Christianity. These forms of Christianity often focus on spreading their faith actively. These churches are led by wealthy religious leaders who have a system designed to take your money. Today we're revealing how some mega churches operate less like places of worship and more like multi-million-dollar corporations taking advantage of their most vulnerable followers. Imagine a multi-million-dollar corporation that pays virtually no taxes. Impossible, right? Every other business, no matter how big or small, has to contribute to society through its taxes. Yet, thanks to old laws and loose interpretations, this is the reality for many megachurches and vast religious organizations. Thanks to wide IRS definitions and the First Amendment's protection of religious freedom, religious institutions in the United States enjoy huge tax-free passes from paying federal, state, local, and even property taxes. This is a financial freedom impossible for any other business, giving them an advantage in piling up and keeping wealth. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, for instance, a global religious institution, was recently caught in a huge financial problem. They and an investment company they controlled, called Ensign Peak Advisors, were fined $5 million by the Securities and Exchange Commission for not telling the truth about their investment holdings. For more than 2 decades, from 1997 to 2019, they reportedly hid their investments and their management behind multiple fake companies. Why? Because the church was concerned that public showing of the assets managed by Ensign Peak Advisors would lead to negative consequences in light of the money pile's immense size. How immense was it? In 2018, claims surfaced that the church's investments had reached an amazing $32 billion. By 2019, a whistleblower filing a complaint to the IRS claimed the holdings had grown to a staggering $100 billion. Yes, you heard that right, $100 billion. This wasn't just pocket change, it was a giant investment fund managed by a non-profit group that collectively acted as the church's private investment fund. The SEC stated that the church went to great lengths to avoid disclosing these investments. And this isn't just about investments. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is estimated to bring in an amazing $7 billion a year from donations. They own about $35 billion worth of temples and meeting houses worldwide and control a massive collection of commercial ventures, farms, ranches across multiple continents, shopping malls, and even a media company. They claim these assets are part of a vast nest egg for tough times, reflecting their idea of preparing for unexpected events, much like they encourage their members to do. They even separate this rainy day fund from their operating budget, keeping it distinct from their everyday spending. While they say their income is used to bless the lives of people, some critics argue that the church spends too much on real estate and for-profit ventures, not doing enough charity work, and points to their limited number of hospitals and primary schools compared to other large religious groups. Ultimately, these clever financial strategies, combined with the tax exemptions, ensure that these vast financial empires built on faith remain largely untouched and not held responsible for the same standards as other public-facing organizations. At the heart of many of these empires lies something called the prosperity gospel. Preached by well-known televangelists and mega-church leaders, this belief system claims that God desires financial success and good health for believers. The catch? To get these divine blessings, you must sow a seed, and that seed means donating money to the church. This message, while incredibly tempting to those struggling or hoping for a better life, takes advantage of people's hopes and weaknesses. It creates a give-and-take relationship, like a business deal with faith. Give more, get more. But while followers rarely see the promised financial improvement in their own lives, the preachers and their organizations grow clearly rich. On average, each megachurch brings in around $6.5 million of income from donations per year. Studies show that people who go regularly give a lot of money, often between $1,000 and $1,500 per person each year, much more than the national average for church giving in the United States, which is just $17 a week. This isn't just giving a little, it's an active, consistent flow of cash directly from the pockets of dedicated followers. Many religious leaders benefit from the parsonage allowance, a tax-free housing benefit. This allows them to live in multi-million-dollar mansions without paying any income taxes on the value of that housing. The larger the house, the bigger the tax break, creating a reason for luxury. This perk is funded directly by the very donations of their trusting followers, many of whom struggle to afford their own modest homes. Consider figures like Kenneth Copeland, a leading televangelist whose over-the-top lifestyle stands in contrast to the Christian humility he preaches. He's known for his private jets, not just one, but a whole bunch, and sprawling mansions, all supposedly funded by the very donations he encourages. This situation isn't limited to the United States. It's a global movement with powerful figures making fortunes in various corners of the world, extending their influence and their personal wealth beyond their home countries. In Latin America, Edir Macedo, the strong leader of the Universal Church of the Kingdom of God, is said to have a staggering $1.3 billion fortune. A significant portion of his wealth is supposedly derived from church funds used to buy Brazil's Rede Record TV network, giving him a massive media platform to spread his message and influence. His church, which boasts a $300 million Solomon's Temple, a massive structure designed to impress and inspire, directly preaches that donations promise financial blessings, explicitly encouraging followers to make huge sacrifices, even to the point of giving up their last cents. Despite facing numerous claims of fraud and money laundering in various countries, Macedo openly defends his fancy lifestyle. In Africa, figures like Bishop Oyedepo and Chris Oyakhilome are leading examples of Nigeria's wealthy preacher group. They collect vast fortunes, Oyedepo estimated at $150 million, while Oyakhilome at $30 to $50 million, and live in super fancy ways, surrounded by widespread poverty. Oyedepo owns universities, schools, and multiple private jets, while Oyakhilome builds a media empire. Both use their platforms to promote the prosperity gospel, urging their followers to donate their last cash for promised miracles, often telling them that their financial sacrifice is directly tied to their spiritual breakthrough. Their lavish lifestyles, complete with luxury cars, private jets, and designer clothing, highlight the ethical concerns of taking advantage of financially vulnerable individuals, many of whom live paycheck to paycheck or worse. Even in Asia, the senior pastor, Joseph Prince, of Singapore's New Creation Church, has gained immense power worldwide through his Destined to Reign program, broadcast to millions. His church, one of Asia's largest, demonstrates huge financial strength, once reportedly raising over $21 million in a single day for a performing arts center. And these are just some examples. The list of preachers who claim the prosperity gospel is the way to go, number in the thousands, and they reportedly show us how they prioritize money over actually helping people grow spiritually. The truth is, genuine faith doesn't operate on a give-to-get principle. True spirituality isn't measured in dollars donated, nor should it be hidden behind layers of fake companies and tax exemptions. We have to break down these million-dollar empires built on belief and demand to see the books, demand to be held accountable, because the only thing that should be linked to religion is faith and humility, not money. Creating videos that tackle important and sometimes sensitive topics like this requires the right atmosphere, and that's where Epidemic Sound comes in. They offer instant access to a massive library of high-quality, royalty-free music and sound effects, all completely covered. Ditch licensing headaches and deliver your message with confidence. Click the link below to ignite your videos with professional sound. Want more videos that explain what's really going on in the world of business? Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you're always in the loop. Thanks again for showing love on our last video, and our favorite comment from that one goes to